1 year of being around in my house, my cleaning ladies would clean them just because they felt terrible. And
Okay, so she's saying that... Is he really doing, like, the bad empanada thing? Where they died because she didn't clean up after them, and the house was covered in rabbit shit? No, bro, no! This is 100% cap. I can't believe this motherfucker is dumb enough to go down the exact playbook she said he would.
And I'm sorry. I know I was controlling and I should have just ended the fucking relationship, but I was so confused as a person.
Oh, he's working up some crocodile tears again.
And I'm sorry I did it. I'm sorry, I think it's kind of...
Yep, there it comes, there it comes!
Point, man. The last...
You ain't gonna win any Oscars with that performance, Chief. Anyway, so here's Mizkif's response to Imaru dropping her allegations, telling you the last 3 years of her life, which hers sounded pretty honest. She brought receipts and everything, and the irony behind Mizkif's response is he has titled it The Truth. Typically, I'm already inclined not to believe you, sir, just from your behavior displayed there and the way you're presenting this. But hey, maybe you'll shock me. Maybe Mizkif is going to shock us and bring some receipts to the table. You know, and have a good response. We'll see how this goes. Let me get it pulled up in Discord. This is going to be a group reaction with my mods here. And, all right. We've gotten the allegations from Imaru. Court is in session. What say you, Mizkif?
Is this goodbye? No, it's not goodbye. Not at all. Explain yourself? I will. There's some people that are saying some pretty crazy things. I haven't even gone on Twitter. I saw other things, and I'm like, damn. But I've been around for 10 years now. A lot of you guys know, pretty far away from this stuff at this point. But I am totally okay with exposing a lot of things and saying things. At this point, I think it's pretty obvious. I will not be friends with any of these people after this. Ludwig was right.
It's not really your choice. It sounds like they made that decision for you.
Right. I am going to completely separate myself from these people in this community, which is fine, and I've already been doing.
I love how he's framing all of this as if it's his choice, when it was very clear in her video that that's not what he wanted.
It, but I have hundreds of messages and DMs from people, things that people probably would never want to get released that are very...
All right, show them. Let's see them.
Very interesting for everyone, and I will be releasing it as time goes on, because why not?
So he's not going to show them in this video. Got it.
Before that, I would like to address everything that was said today. I wrote this myself, so I don't know if it's even good. I am not the best writer, as a lot of you know. I have a lot of... Half my screen right now is...
The chat GPT. The chat GPT allegation bothered him. He's going out of his way to point that out. I wrote this.
Is red because I can't write for shit. It's not through ChatGPT. Shut up.
Yep, that definitely bothered him.
So, this is April of 2021. We met online when we were playing AT&T Annihilator Cup. This is me and Emmy. I was introduced to her through it, and my chat started to like us hanging out. I didn't have feelings for her or anything, but I thought we could start hanging out more and be friends. So we met through the Annihilator Cup. A lot of you guys know this. I was playing with her. My chat liked her a lot. She was fun to hang out with, so we started hanging out. We started to play games with each other on stream, and we started to grow closer together. We started calling each other, and we were flirting. We didn't do anything, but it was pretty obvious that Emeru had feelings for me as well as I had for her.
Good. So far, it kind of lines up with what she said. So we're going to see where the deviation happens and try to determine if he's telling the truth or if her version of... Which version of the story sounds more correct.
But we couldn't really do anything because at the time, she was dating a girl named Bonnie, another cosplayer from another state, and I was dating Maya. Me and Maya broke up. I broke up with her because the relationship felt stagnant, and Maya's sanctuary started to take over a lot of her life, and we hardly had time to hang out with each other. Since Maya moved out, I knew I wanted a streamer to move into the house, preferably a girl to farm content with.
Yep. So, okay. At least he's being honest there. It was 100% about content. Everything he does is content driven. He wanted a streamer to move into the house. Not necessarily her, just a streamer.
But I didn't want it to happen so fast. I didn't know if I wanted to be Emmy, but she told me about a stalker that came to her house with a bat, and she didn't live at her house anymore. I told her to come move in with me in Austin because she had a stalker, and we want to make content in the...
So he capitalized on that as his way to get her in the door.
I will probably be scared since there's a bunch of people around instead of her in her Kansas home by herself. From there, our relationship started growing very fast. Within just weeks of moving in, she would sit in my room with me late at night, and I would watch Pokemon over and over again, season 1. I loved it because she made me feel like it felt like my childhood and a place of calmness. She would fall asleep in my bed. With some nights, we would touch our backs or legs together. We knew we liked each other.
All right, so he's going to paint this as being the happy relationship. And we're going to see what his version of events are where that happy relationship, as if, see, we were meant for each other. Look at how picture perfect our relationship was. Which is all the stuff he was saying to her at the end there. So this lines up, and we'll see what his version of events are that led that perfect relationship to fall apart. Let's see if he blames it on her or, what he says the reason is.
We just knew it was a bad idea. Talks of her joining OTK happened fast as well, and I knew that if we were potentially going to date, we'd have to keep it a secret. Nobody was allowed to know. Streamers as well were already starting to resent me, saying that it was a shitty thing that I moved Emmy in so fast and replaced Maya so quickly. If people
so he's painting the picture that it moved so fast, meaning that it got away from both of them. So I'm guessing he's going to go down the road of there were mistakes made on both sides, and there probably were. But it's whose mistakes were worse. But he's trying to make it sound like it's not his intention to date her. That's not why he moved her in. It just kind of happened to him. And the feelings were so strong. It happened so fast. And this proves his love for her. So I'm just trying to predict where this is going to go in the stage he's kind of setting here. Even if he's not outright saying it, that's kind of the impression he's leaving.
Found out we were dating, I could be hated by my peers and lose what I created in OTK.
The forbidden love.
I didn't know if we were going to date, and I knew if we were going to make it happen, it was going to be very stressful, but I had no idea what was going to come. It was the beginning of January of 2022. Emmy just had her huge party in an arcade celebrating her birthday on stream. Everyone from Austin was there, and as we were celebrating her joining OTK, there was a huge scare. Someone outside in the parking lot rammed into my Audi R8 and drove off. And while we were outside thinking it was a schizo viewer, we were told that the person who just hit my car was now inside holding a gun. This scared us to no end. Me and Connery's pants ran inside in fear to get everyone out and make sure everything is okay. My first concern was Emmy.
Okay, so guy hits your car. He runs inside holding a gun. And I'm supposed to believe that your response was to run inside after him to get everyone else out. You ran into the fight. You were Batman. You were Batman running towards the city as it was being destroyed to pull people out. Okay, I'm already doubting you. Just to be clear, I already doubt this part of your story.
Emmy. I wanted her to be safe. The cops came, the drunk driver did have a gun, and was sentenced to 3 to 5 years in prison. Me and Emmy were terrified that night, and on the way home, I grabbed her hand, and
I believe the drunk driver thing happened. I believe he had a gun, and I believe he got sentenced. I don't believe you ran in after him to keep everyone safe. That's the part I don't believe, to be clear. So, and that precedent was already set during her video that you will insert yourself into these moments to make yourself the hero. So there's probably some truth behind what he said. They probably did get hit by a car. Probably did have a drunk driver. The drunk driver probably did panic and run inside and had a gun. And that's where I think the similarities between what happened in reality and your story differ. Or that's where they end. I don't believe you went in after him. That's the part I don't believe.
she grabbed mine, and we knew we were trauma bonded, and we didn't want to.
Oh, see, and that's why they're trauma bonded, guys. That's why they're together. They're trauma bonded now, which, by the way, is a bad way to start a relationship.
That sounds so manipulative, too.
Oh, it's super manipulative. This is like something out of a fucking movie. You know, he saved the girl, and then at the end he got the girl, and the girl and him ended up dating because they're trauma bonded. I think that, like, the movies that show that really well, that doesn't work. And by the way, it doesn't work in real life, too. If you end up, like, trauma bonded with someone because you went through a traumatic experience together and you end up dating without actually getting to know each other or find out if you're compatible, then after you process that trauma and you both move on from it, now all that's left is you two getting to know each other. And then you may get to know each other and realize, I don't like this person. I mean, he's a good guy. He saved my life, but I shouldn't owe him mine because of that? Yeah, and then you start to realize that this doesn't work as a relationship. Like, maybe he'd be a better friend that's got my back than he would boyfriend. Like the Die Hard movies show that, where, you know, he's he's showing up and his wife and him are divorced, and he ends up going through all that shit and saves his wife, and then they get back together. And then by the time the second movie starts, they're divorced again. Like, yeah, it doesn't work out. You guys split for a reason. Doesn't matter if you saved her life and did your job. So, but yes, it's manipulative. He's trying to make it sound like he's the hero. Like he's the hero, and that's why he deserves to be with her. Nobody can protect her like I can.
To let go. We would wake up together, stream together, and hang out with each other all night. She quickly became my best friend and someone that I felt for the first time I was in love with. We hung out all day, every day. We were always so happy with each other, playing games until the night, loving every moment we were with each other. I remember one day I left my house. She called me just so we can be on the phone together, as we always did. And we were playing a song called Falling in Love with You with Elvis came on, and I felt that love. First time I felt love for a girl, and I thought I'd want it to never let it go. The first year of our relationship, we almost had no fights. We started to date officially in January of 2022, and up until my cancellation, everything was perfect. She brushed over that I threw water bottles.
So now he's going to blame the end of the relationship on his cancellation, as if it wasn't his fault. So I'm not seeing any taking responsibility here yet.
Or my phone near her, but that wasn't during fights. I want to make that very clear. It would be me throwing my phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth. She did tell me she got a bruise from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened.
Okay, the way that she painted it, it made it sound like you throw stuff in anger. And I do have some clips to show that kind of corroborate that. But okay, how did from your perspective it happen? How did you throw your phone, Chief? Which, by the way, you shouldn't be throwing your phone in the direction of somebody. Like, I get what he's probably going to say. He just threw his phone on the bed on his way to the bathroom to brush his teeth, and she's on the bed. Yeah, if she's on the bed, don't throw your phone on the bed. My wife's on the bed next to me while I'm streaming just about every night. I'm not going to throw my phone on the bed like while she's laying there. Even if I'm not throwing it at her, I mean, it's a bed. It could bounce. The phone could bounce, and it could end up hitting her. Yeah, just I don't typically throw stuff in anyone's general direction. Unless they ask me to. Like, I'll throw stuff to my wife when she's like, toss me this thing, and then I toss her the thing. I'm not just throwing stuff in someone's direction without warning.
I will throw you and show you an example, chat.
Oh, he's going to show us. Well, I guess this proves everything. Because, of course, you're going to act it out the same way right now that you did that night. So that's it. This is proof, guys. This is proof. There's no way he's going to downplay it during his reenactment. This reenactment is obviously going to be accurate. So this is all we need.
I'm brushing my teeth. Right here. Look at me. I would throw my phone on the bed.
Okay, that's still kind of hard, but sure, that's it. Now we know. See, we saw him do it. There's no way his reenactment is going to differ from the real thing. We know, guys. Checkmate. He's got the proof right there.
This is like when Steven Crowder reenacted the George Floyd kneeling on the neck.
Oh my god, dude! He's
like, see, guys, I didn't get hurt.
This is childish and embarrassing. This is childish and embarrassing. It is that pathetic. Oh my god! See, I didn't get hurt. Oh my god! Because of course you're gonna reenact it in the way that makes you look the best. So work on his dumbass audience though. Like, I hope you bring better evidence to the table than this, son. I mean, you mentioned DMs that you had that you're not going to leak until a later date. For some reason, why would you wait till later? You're doing your response now, and your response is to allegations that have been pressed against you now. Now is the most relevant time, and on top of that, the person who levied the allegations brought their receipts, so you need to bring yours to counter them. Why would you make a response video and not show receipts? That part makes no sense to me, unless you're lying.
He just wants to make it seem like he has.
He needs time to he needs time to fabricate that evidence. I'm sure that you could eventually push him to the point where he's going to show something, but he needs time to fabricate it or like change dates on something, or he needs time to formulate that. Which again, he probably shouldn't have made a response video at all if you don't have all that shit ready. But okay, I don't believe
it is kind of hard to find specific DMs though when it's been like years afterwards.
Oh, sure. But he didn't say that. He said he had them already. Like, if he had said that that he knew they existed and he had to find them, then I'd go, A, why are you making your response video right now then, and not just waiting until you have them? Again, you don't have to respond immediately. But 2, you said you already had them, but you will show them later. And anytime someone has that something that damning and they're refusing to show it and they're just like, trust me, bro, well, it makes me not trust you. So it's the same arguments I get in with those guys on Twitter who tell me a thing exists, or the Free Palestine people, and I'm like, what's a Zionist? Well, I know what a Zionist is. Oh, okay, well, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to. You don't know, okay? This is the most obvious lie in the fucking book, dude. I don't believe he has anything. What's a Zionist? If you don't know, I'm not going to tell you. Okay, sure, bud.
Over because I was going to bed, so I would just throw the phone. That's it. And when that's the whole thing. I didn't throw it at her. I want to make that very clear. I never threw it at her. I never hit her. And she even said in her situation that she bruises easily. She brushed over that I threw water bottles with her.
I never hit her, but she bruises easily. Why even bring up the bruises easily part then? If you never hit her, like, does she bruise at the thought of getting hit by something? Because if you never hit her, how is she going to bruise? Like, why even bring that part up? Or was there a bruise, Mizkif? Are you scared she has a picture of a bruise now and you need a way to... Yeah, and you need a way to explain it, even though that way to explain it contradicts what you just said, which is, I've never hit her. All right, so you got to pay attention to the verbiage. He's going with multiple excuses at one time.
On my or my phone near her, but that wasn't during our fights. It would be throwing my phone on my bed when I brush my teeth. She did tell me she got bruises from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened.
So now I threw it near her, not at her. But you said you never hit her, so how did she get bruises from it? So he's already contradicted himself. He said he never hit her. He said he threw it in her direction, not at her, but he threw it, near her, but he never hit her. And even though I never hit her, she got bruises. So that's where those came from. But I didn't hit her. All right. This is already terrible.
Happened. I did feel a lot of stress over the time of our relationship up until this point from her stalkers. From the ones that would show up at her old house, and also stalkers that just had from her TikTok postings. We found...
Wait a minute. How are you feeling pressure from her stalkers? Just trying to help everybody parse out what he said here, because he seems to be contradicting himself a lot. But this one may just be him, or just showing the card of his manipulation here. Because remember, the whole reason he said that she should move into the house was because she had stalkers. This was a thing he was supposedly ready for. This was her reason for moving into that house, is because he could help her with those stalkers. Now he's under a lot of pressure from the stalkers, and he's acting like it was unsuspected. How can it be both, man? Either you knew the stalkers were a thing and you wanted to move her in there to protect her, or you moved her in not realizing she had stalkers, and now there's a lot of pressure on you from stalkers that you weren't ready for. So which was it? Or I guess the more likely scenario is you pretended to be ready for stalkers. You didn't believe she had stalkers, so you used that as a way to get her to move into the house. Then you realize she was telling the truth and she does have stalkers, and you don't know what to do about that. It's too late now, because you've already committed to this. That's probably what happened then. That's probably the more realistic approach, is he didn't think the stalkers were real. He thought she was overreacting to something, and he didn't think it would be a big deal. Then she moved in and he realized it's a big deal, and he's like, oh shit, what do I do? I don't know how to deal with this. You can't tell her that, because that's the whole reason you moved her in. So you were trying to do a fake it till you make it thing, only you didn't make it.
After being with each other that her stalkers had a lot from would come to her a lot from her short form content. These people were schizophrenic and would think that she is talking to them. Whether it was songs she played, the way she looked at the screen, or just the titles of the videos, these people started to feel she was talking to them and come to our house to stalk her. These people...
True. We know how stalkers work. Parasocial relationships and all that.
Thought in their heads they were dating her. They were out of their mind and dangerous. I told her, if we're going to be serious about this relationship, I need her to stop posting as much and to not farm these people.
Okay, so here comes using that as leverage for the control that he's going to exhibit on her, because not posting as much. It's her job. You're telling her not to do her job now. And not posting as much won't stop the stalkers. They'll just latch onto the post she is making. And the fact that she's not posting as much, stalkers would probably see as a red flag and use it as a reason why they have to go there and save her from you. Like, you're not going to make it better by telling her not to post. It's a bad plan.
agreed and understood that it was a safety concern for not only me, but the house. Russell, Simply, Corey, or anyone that was in my house or anyone that was near us. She agreed that she wouldn't want to hurt anyone else and knew that posting these types of TikToks and posts.
Right, so you talked her into it, even though it is on its face a bad plan. These stalkers are already obsessed with her. Seeing a change in her behavior, they could see as a distress signal that they need to go save her from. You know, they could see that as more of a reason to come and find her in real life, not less. She needs to keep the relationships as online as possible so that they don't feel a need to come and save her in real life. You know, got to set that boundary. What you guys needed was just the security detail at the house to handle it should anyone ever show up. That's what you needed. You don't need to change her behavior. You need to change the place where she's living, because you know the whole reason for moving her there was keep her safe.
Can mess with us and is something I'm not comfortable with as a guy. So she would tell me that if I had a problem to let her know. And at first he
wasn't comfortable with it, but he told her to move in because of it. Cool.
Minor things here and there, but over time it got harder and harder to deal with. There were more stress on top of this. We both had to hide the relationship from everyone. If anyone found out or was known, I could get in a ton of trouble with OTK and cause a ton of problems. I told her if we were going to be serious about this relationship, I need to stop posting as much and to not farm these people. And then there was more stress on top of this. We both had to hide the relationship.
Okay, that one makes sense. If you're trying to hide the relationship, that one makes sense. You try to keep your interactions online as professional looking as possible.
From everyone. If anyone found out or was known, I can get in
GPT spam in the comments.
Yes, everybody's screaming at him about it. His chat is not on his side here. There's a clear difference between his chat in this video and her chat in hers. He is not. They aren't buying it. And spoiler alert, I'm not either.
In a ton of trouble with OTK. And can cause a ton of problems in my life. So I lied to all of my old friends, S-Fan included, who lived just next door to me, and everyone in OTK, and that was very hard for me to do. We had a doggy door between our rooms, just so we can hide it from everyone else, including my roommates. We would lock the doors to avoid our roommates finding out. As time went on, they found...
Locking your doors to avoid them finding out? Wouldn't the two of you in your room with a locked door be more suspicious? I mean, I think I know what's happening between a guy and a girl if they're in there with the door locked, don't you? Okay.
Found out, but to most of our friends in the Austin circle, they never officially knew. That stress alone would drive anyone mad, but our love for each other was strong and we knew we could handle it. In September in 2022, a lot of you guys know, I was canceled by Trainwrecks and others trying to claim I covered up sexual assault. You
weren't canceled by Trainwrecks and others. You were canceled by your actions and the allegations they brought to the table when they exposed them. So he's still not even taking responsibility for that, even though that one was pretty much proven. Again, I wasn't covering drama on the channel at the time, but I remember this one. And I think it was pretty obvious that he did it. There was a lot of evidence against him. I remember that.
Proven wrong, but that destroyed my mental...
He's saying it was proven wrong, but that I don't recall that ever happening. I don't recall him ever proving it wrong. I just remember him saying it was wrong, but I don't remember there ever being any actual proof that came out. Trying to remember it. Again, I'm going off memory here. I don't remember too much of this drama because I didn't know who Mizkif was at the time, and I just wasn't covering drama at the time, and a lot of the drama channels I watched didn't cover it in super detail. They just kind of talked about it, and then they moved on. I think other dramas happened at the time. Yeah, it just kind of fizzled, if I remember right. Like it was just obvious that he did it, and that there wasn't really much conversation to be had around it. But maybe I'm misremembering.
Mental health. I felt like my brain cracked, and I was never the same since. I was suicidal, depressed, and I didn't know what to do with my own life. Every day felt like an absolute nightmare. I was losing OTK, my mental health, and all my friends.
Genuinely never gonna subscribe to this man again. All he does is lie to you. Oh, wow. His chat is not on his side, dude.
There's a comment that said, before that said, was the pussy that good, bro?
Jesus. I mean, it's made him obsessed. Maybe it was. No, I think it was more about his stream and the viewership. I'm not saying the pussy wasn't good. I'm sure she's
Yeah,
fine at what she
definitely.
does. I'm sure she's fine at what she does, but he is so content brained that even that wouldn't be enough to pull him away from his content. So that should tell you something about where his mind's at. If someone like her couldn't pull him away from it. Damn.
Yeah, he said he wanted specifically a girl to move in with him just because he knows it would farm content better.
Yeah, because it would farm more content. He even said it was specifically to farm content. And girls are
That's
easy.
so weird.
Yeah. Because he knows like there's multiple angles you can come. Because again, he's content brain, so he's probably thinking about this from multiple angles. One, cute girls get viewers, period. Two, cute girl living with you, even if nothing is going on or nothing happens, people are going to watch to see if they can get any hints that you two might be dating. People are going to want to like that gossip's going to start. And people are going to watch to see if they see any evidence of it. So that's going to get you views. Like there's multiple angles you get views from with a female, with a female streamer in your home than, you know, if you just moved in another male streamer. And he knew that, which is why he wanted that.
Was one of the only people that were there for me. She ditched sponsors to go with me to Japan. She went with me anywhere I needed because she wanted me to be happy. And she knew sometimes I freaked out, I lashed out, but she loved me and she knew I was in a terrible mental place. It got so bad that stress and constant talking about the same things over and over and no sleep and depression that most of my hair started to fall out and Emery started to hurt herself while we were in Japan.
Hurt herself how? And why? I need you to elaborate on that. He ain't going to. Playing victim is wild. Oh, he still got some simps there. Miz, you're not that bad. Here come the waterworks. Oh shit.
It does seem like he's trying to force himself to cry right
yes, he keeps squinting his eyes really hard. He's trying his best to drum that up.
As
Here
this time happened,
God damn, did his chat not call it? Holy fuck, dude. This is, yeah, it's that level of predictable. Oh my God. He's going right down the...
better than anyone.
Yeah, I mean, he's not that hard to figure out. Everything he's done has been textbook manipulation. He's going down the fucking playbook right now. Now he's gonna try the waterworks, and his chat is really already, what the fuck? Oh shit, here it goes. Yeah, like everybody's already starting to shoot that one down. And when this one doesn't work, he's gonna move on to the next one. He's just going down the manipulation playbook when he should be showing evidence and fighting the actual allegations, if that's the purpose in the response.
I was a massive wreck. I couldn't think straight, and
yeah, he's doing the victim thing now. Come the waterworks.
And being that Emery hung out with me all day, she too started to become high strung. Ugh.
Yeah, you were probably stressing her out.
We would yell at each other, fight, and argue all the time. Things we never once did. I felt this relationship was taking a huge strain, but I thought it could be fixed over time since things were just so amazing that first year. But
yeah, that's called the honeymoon phase.
I'm so gay. But as we stayed around longer,
He is so gay, confirmed.
I started resenting her a lot more. You can take it out of remote only mode.
Emaru
Emaru has a lot of rabbits. It was her calling when she first moved in. These were a big part of her.
Oh my God, is he really gonna do it? After just seeing the video from Emaru where she goes down every tactic he's about to try, is he really gonna prove her right and do those tactics? Is he really about to say that she killed her, that she killed her rabbits? Is that really what he's about to do right now? Don't be that stupid, bro. You can't be that stupid.
Her life. But as those rabbits moved out of her room and into the living room, they started to see disgusting neglect. No food, no water, sometimes not having clean bedding for weeks. I, along with many others who would come over, would give them what they needed, and I would tell her all the time to take care of them, but to no...
Oh my God, dude, turn off TTS. Oh my God, it is ruining your video. Did you plan out none of?
I
You
even-
planned out none of this. 7777777.
It's not even worth the money. That's only $5.
Oh my god, yeah, like it's at least change it so that TTS only comes on at like 50 or something. So if they really want to fuck with your apology, then you'll be getting paid for it. Fuck, this is just because they're clearly just trolling him with it now.
Avail. She completely neglected those rabbits, so much that many of them just died over 1 year of being around in my house. My cleaning ladies would clean them just.
I can't even hear. I can't right now. I can't. Why? Why are you not turning this off? 7777. I'll back it up. So I can see if I can hear him. Oh my god, dude. Oh my Jesus fucking Christ.
Over 1 year of being around in my house. My cleaning ladies would clean them just because they felt terrible. And my
Okay, so she's saying that. Is he really doing like the bad empanada thing? Where they died because she didn't clean up after them and the house was covered in rabbit shit? No, bro, no. This is 100% cap. I can't believe this motherfucker is dumb enough to go down the exact playbook she said he would. Find another line of attack, or don't attack at all. Just focus on the allegations and going, here are my receipts that prove that she left context out, or that, well, that. Why are we focusing on her fucking rabbits? They've got nothing to do with your behavior to begin with. Even if she murdered those rabbits, even if she forgot to feed them and they starved to death, or she didn't clean up after them and they died in their own fit, even if she was a bad rabbit owner, none of that would excuse your behavior. So why are we talking about this? Her being a bad rabbit owner doesn't excuse any of your manipulation and bullshit. I mean, it makes her a bad rabbit owner. I'd never give her a pet again. Makes her a bad pet owner. But the allegation wasn't who's a bad pet owner. The allegation was what you did. Like, this is just misdirection. He's obfuscating. Oh my God. Why is he even attempting this? Even after she called it and said you would do this, you're doing it anyway.
My brother once came over and said, and I quote, "If you ever marry this woman..."
Oh my God, it's been going on so long, the TTS guy has run out of breath. The robot ran out of breath. 7, 7, 7, 7.
I'll never forgive you. Here is a video up close of Emeru's rabbits.
Wow, he is really going down that road. Okay, I mean, if this is real, yeah.
These are small little mites that are inside the rabbit cage, and she didn't care.
Okay, I mean, it's a disgusting rabbit cage. It needs to be cleaned. But what's that got to do with what you did?
Completely neglected these animals, and I'm not going to sit around and let people say that she didn't. People who came to my house knew that they were neglected. This is a
all right, so there's, hold on, let me see the rest of it.
Up close view of the rabbit cage being completely disgusting and neglected. She left them to die, and I'm not going to sit here and have her pretend she didn't. It's
okay. So you can take this one of two ways. If I'm actually going to engage with this stupid fucking rabbit narrative that has nothing to do with your manipulation or the allegations against you, if I'm actually going to engage with this can be taken two ways. Rabbits are notoriously hard to clean up after. I've never owned a rabbit, but I dated a girl in high school who did. They're notoriously hard to clean up after. It doesn't take long for the cage to look like that, depending on the number of rabbits you've got. And he's saying rabbits plural, so I'm guessing she had multiple. Rabbits tend to be messy creatures. They have high metabolisms. Like, everything works fast with a rabbit. They have short lifespans, they have high metabolisms, and they reproduce quickly, hence the phrase, fuck like rabbits. Now, there's two ways this could happen. Either A, she's a neglectful rabbit owner, and she doesn't clean the cage as often as she should. Or B, she had a bad pet sitter, and she left to go on a trip to leave someone else to watch the rabbits for her. And that's what she came home to, because whoever was supposed to be watching the rabbits didn't do their job. So that leaves me to go, is she a bad rabbit owner? Or is this another allegation you've accidentally brought against yourself, Mizkif? Because if she went somewhere for an event or something, and you stayed at the house Were you supposed to be watching her rabbits and you forgot, and that's how you got this video? Do you see how this proves nothing?
Because it's really the only evidence he brought.
Yep. Just a dirty cage. And you know what?
Super zoomed in too.
That's super zoomed in. Because if the rest of the room is perfectly clean and she doesn't have like a habit, like I would believe you if like she lived like Asmongold. Oh, sure. But if you zoom out and the rest of her room is spotless and just the cage is dirty and the rabbits, are starving, well, I would be more inclined to believe that she went on a trip to do an event or something and you were supposed to watch the rabbits and you forgot. They weren't your rabbits. You forgot about them, or you're not used to taking care of rabbits. You don't know how often you're supposed to check up on them. It's not like a dog where you can, check on him once a day, take him out once a day, and he's fine. No, these things they're going to poop every, fucking hour on the hour, man. Like, these things are just, like, you've got to clean that thing probably once or twice a day. And maybe you forgot. And then you walked into that room to clean it because you realized she'd be back the next day. And you're like, oh, shit, I ain't cleaned it all weekend. I better go in there and clean it before she gets back. And then you looked at it and went, how the fuck did it get this bad? It's only been 2 days. What the fuck? And realizing that it was a task too great for you to handle, you decided to whip out your phone and film it and use it against her later, which is what you're doing now, instead of taking ownership for the fact that you forgot to do it. Could be that. Or maybe you're telling the truth. The point is, this proves nothing. I can't tell. And regardless, even if I could tell, it has nothing to do with the allegations you're responding to in this video. You're just poisoning the well to try to make her look like a bad person instead of just disproving the allegations, which lead me to believe she was telling the truth.
Fucking disgusting.
You're right. That's a lot of poop and a very disgusting pen. It's all over the walls. They probably got Gerardia. Somebody call RPS. Call Rabbit Protective Services. Yep,
this is a video from my own brother. I didn't record this. These are mites all around her cage. I would tell her to take care of them all the time, but to...
Okay, so he's saying that his brother recorded it. So did your brother come home? Was he the one who was supposed to be checking on it? Or were you the one who was supposed to be cleaning it and your brother found it like that and you blamed her instead and then he recorded it? Again, it still doesn't prove that she did it. That's my point. I don't really care which one did it. I don't personally care about her rabbits or her ability to maintain rabbits. I mean, being a bad pet owner is bad, but it has nothing to do with why we're here. It has nothing to do with how you treated her. I think domestic violence is worse than bad pet ownership. If everything you said is true, then she shouldn't be allowed to own another pet. I'm on your side. None of that disproves whether or not you were domestically abusive.
We need that Bo Blacks talk about the allegations soundbite.
Yeah, I don't care about the rabbits right now. It's a different thing for a different time. It's got nothing to do with this. All I care about is the allegations. I want to know, were you abusive to your girlfriend or not? That is literally the only thing you need to talk about right now. I don't care about the rabbits. You guys can tell me about the rabbits later. I don't care about the rabbits. That is minor compared to what's being alleged against you. It still sucks if it's true, but let's focus on the problem at hand, son.
To no avail. She completely neglected those rabbits, so much that many died just over a year or two of being around in my house. My cleaning ladies would clean them just because they felt bad, and my brother once came over and said that if I marry her, he'll never forgive me. In fact, when Maya came over during my cancellation, she actually commented on Emeru's rabbits and said, "These rabbits are completely neglected and this is disgusting." Emeru wouldn't clean the cages and the smell became so bad that we started to have the rabbits just be outside. I told her if that's the case, she's got to make sure she's giving them water because they are her responsibility. Instead, these rabbits were left outside in 100-degree heat with no food or water or anything.
So you're the one who forced the rabbits outside by telling her she has to keep them outside. So you didn't want them in the house. And then once they weren't in the house, you're saying she's a bad pet owner for leaving them outside in 100-degree weather? And I don't believe she left him there with no water or whatnot. And I also don't believe that, like, you weren't sometimes responsible for them. Look, that dog downstairs right now, that is not my dog. I want that dog. I love the dog. I'm glad we got the dog, but I don't want the dog. We already had a cat. We already had our household pet. I didn't want multiple pets in the house. But my wife really wanted a dog. And those kids really wanted a dog. And I let them talk me into it. Under the condition that they take care of the dog. That I don't have to deal with it. Do you know how that worked out? It didn't. I still have to take the dog out. I still have to take care of the dog. Even though it's not my dog. Household pets tend to be taken care of by the household is the point. Because the owner can't always be there when the pet needs attention. That dog starts, we've trained that dog. We put a little bell on the door. He starts ringing that bell like he wants out. And they're in school. My wife said doctor's appointment or she ain't here. Guess who's got to take that fucking dog out? Ain't my dog. I can't say I don't want to take the dog out. It's not my dog. And then the dog poops in the house or something and I blame it on them. They weren't here. It's not their fault. So again, all those situations could happen where she's not there to take care of the animal and you're supposed to check in on it and then you didn't. And then when she got home, you'd be like, those rabbits been outside all day with no water. Well, why didn't you give them water? They ain't my rabbits. That's not how that works, bro. That's not how that works. If you didn't want them outside in 100-degree heat, you should have let her keep them in the house. Then maybe their water would have lasted longer and you wouldn't have to check on them. All right, take some responsibility. It's a household pet. Everyone's going to have to take care of them at some point. This is how that works. Jesus Christ. And another kickbot I need to ban. Okay.
Most of the time being in cages with no bedding besides poop all over the place. Emmy didn't care. She would sit inside and play League of Legends all day. And what this showed me is that I don't want her to be my children's mother. And I couldn't see myself marrying her. The fights from these times started to get worse.
Yep. Actually, I broke up with her. Okay, that's the next tactic going on here. Is that I didn't want her back. I didn't want to be with her to begin with. You can't fire me. I quit. All right, so that's the next tactic. Told you he's going down the fucking playbook, man.
I would constantly want to be farther and farther from her. I would use her for content, but after stream would want to be alone. I didn't know how to break up with her or end things. She was a co-owner of my org, the only person I knew, and the strain of the relationship and hiding the relationship was really taking a toll on me. On top of that, the stalkers were getting worse. One stalker came to my house.
Now we're blaming her for her stalkers now. Remember, the stalkers being the entire thing you leveraged to get her to move in the first place. They were the reason you convinced her to move in, and now you're using them against her. Oh, you are a piece of shit, dude.
And I had to point a gun at him for 30 minutes until the cops came.
Okay, and that's the part she said where he wasn't the one that did that. It was actually Bonnie, and he was stealing valor and taking credit for it. So that's what yep, she's right. He still claimed it, even though she said he would do it. You're literally doing. She's read you like a fucking book. Like she knew every move you were gonna make before you made it, and you still made it anyway.
These stalkers are no joke, and the pressure from the relationship, the anger I felt, and the stalkers as a whole really made us lash out at each other. She would tell me that she doesn't realize what she's doing, that she didn't understand what she was doing wrong, but I would constantly tell her on and off stream.
Yeah, what is she doing wrong? How is she responsible for the stalkers again? But this is coming off super victim blaming, like worse so than Dan Clancy victim blaming her at TwitchCon. Like, well, I mean, of course you got stalkers. Did you see what you were wearing? Like, dude, really?
Stream that she needs to do more because these stalkers are getting worse. I know I wasn't perfect with my.
Can you wear a turtleneck? Can you do something? Just stop streaming because your numbers are getting bigger than mine and you've got stalkers. And when you do stream, turtleneck. Oh my God, dude. Straight up victim blaming now. This is the worst response I think I've ever seen. So far, this is because not only is the response bad, but play for play, the response was called by the person making the allegation before he made the response, and he still gave the exact response she said she would anyway. I can't wrap my head around why he's doing this.
There's no way he saw that whole video.
I mean, so his response came out 12 hours after her video. Her video was only an hour and a half long. Only an hour of that, by the way. You could skip the first 30 minutes because that was dedicated to criticizing TwitchCon. If he only watched the relevant parts about him, then it would have only taken him an hour. He had 12 hours. And even if I say he didn't have time to watch himself because maybe he overslept and then he saw it on there and he didn't have time to do it and he just wanted to give a response, do you honestly expect me to sit here and believe that no one you knew watched it and gave you a heads up? No one gave you the fucking Cliff Notes version? That no one you knew watched it for you? Really? Because I don't believe that for a second. He absolutely knew what was in the video and he decided, oh, well, I'm just going to disprove all of her claims here by explaining why I said those things. Yeah, I am going to tell the world that he even said it when he started the allegations for the rabbits, that I'm not going to sit here and let her tell people that she's not abusive to rabbits. And then he went down that road anyway. Like, he thinks he's winning right now. He's not. He's playing right into the hand that she dealt. This guy's a fucking moron.
Maybe he thinks that if he paints her as a neglectful pet owner, then people will turn on her like the way that they did with Hassan.
Probably. I mean, he's going down every line in the book. It's first I'm going to paint her as a neglectful pet owner because he's seen the way people react to pet stuff. He's also going to paint her as being a bad girlfriend, and now she's just mad that they broke up because actually he broke up with her. So yeah, like he's going down the playbook. Anything he can to make himself the victim.
Relationship. I know I wasn't. And I was aggressive at times. In regards to being controlling, I told her many things. I told her to dress older, to stop wearing pajamas, to stop talking about stalkers and schizos as a whole, stop talking about past relationships, and yes, I didn't want her to travel without me. I also said that I didn't want her to hang out with specific people. This is because I didn't want her to get hurt. I didn't want Emmy to get assaulted. I
mean, whatever you need to say to justify it. Look, not to be fair, some of that was good advice. She probably should stop talking about the schizos and stalkers on stream because it's just going to encourage more of them because she's given them the attention they so clearly want. That's good advice. Not hanging out with certain people, I'm not sure how that's going to affect the stalkers. Are you blaming her stalkers on certain people now? Like, I'm not sure how that applies. Not going certain places. Maybe. I'll give you some credit there. TwitchCon is clearly one of those places she shouldn't have gone to. Is that one of the places you told her not to go? You going to take credit for that now? I mean, some places probably are dangerous and you shouldn't go. I'll give you that one. But the not hanging out with certain people, the not doing as much content, a lot of that is self-serving. You don't want her to hang out with people that can increase her numbers because you don't want her numbers higher than yours. You don't want her streaming as much because then it interferes with your stream, takes viewers away from you. That is self-serving. The telling her not to talk about past relationships, talk about this stuff. Yeah, that's probably good. Because stalkers are going to hear that kind of stuff. Because I know I can hear people in the comments now going, well, why shouldn't she be allowed to talk about ex-boyfriends? Oh, no, she's allowed. It's just the reason you wouldn't want to do that when you have confirmed stalkers is because stalkers are going to hear that shit. And they're going to hear how bad your last relationships were. And they're going to go, well, I could treat her better than that. She deserves a guy like me. It's just going to add fuel to their stalking fire. They're not going to hear the message that she's trying to send. So I'll give him that one. There's her behavior on stream and the things that she talks about. He probably has a point there. Changing what she wears. They're already in love with her, dude. A lot of them have a parasocial relationship with her based on her personality and her cute face. So unless she becomes a VTuber, and even then she'd probably still have stalkers, I don't think what she wears matters. That's just you trying to stop her from getting new viewers because, look, cleavage. That's just you being insecure. So it's a mixed bag here.
I didn't want some man to do something to her when I'm not there, and I wanted to keep her safe. And I know with how my mental was and who I was back then that I didn't do everything.
Wanted to keep her safe, which is the reason he moved her into the house, because he knew she had stalkers and he wanted to keep her safe. But then when she got there, he couldn't deal with those stalkers, and that's why the relationship ended. Okay. Okay, then. Sure. Just pointing out all the little contradictions here and how full of shit this guy is.
everything right. I know I could have done better, and I'm sorry. I know I was controlling, and I should have just ended the fucking relationship, but I was so confused as a person.
Oh, he's working up some crocodile tears again.
And I'm sorry I did it. I'm sorry things got...
Yep, there it comes. There it comes!
To this fucking point, man. The last...
You ain't gonna win any Oscars with that performance, Chief.
9 months of this relationship, things got extremely fucking toxic. I told her to move out. She didn't move out on her own. I told her to move out because I wanted space, but she still wanted me around at all times. She would get upset if we didn't sleep together or if we weren't around. She always wanted me to drive over to her house, but I never wanted to because I wanted to be alone. And that increased our fights. But the stalkers continued, and I got even more stressed. They started to take pictures of me whenever I would drive to her house. They knew my every movement. I couldn't take...
Yeah, this is literally what you signed up for when you told her to move in. Remember? I can protect you from the stalkers. I don't think you realize what stalkers are like, Chief. This is it. You're being stalked now, too, by proxy.
It. Between the rabbits, the stalkers, and the overall...
And if you think it's bad for you and you can't handle it and you hate it and you hate having to deal with it, imagine what it's like for her. You can opt out of it. You can break up with her, as you claim you did. And you can walk away and those stalkers will leave you alone. It's not you they're after. She doesn't have that option. She doesn't get to walk away from them. That's not how stalking works. So again, how does this make you the victim? And how is this her fault?
Ability to handle situations with each other. I knew this wouldn't last, but I didn't know how to get out of the relationship. She did not want to move out. As for me telling Cheddar to leave my house, he was swatting at Chompy constantly and making him bleed. I not only was the one that wanted her to move out first, I was the one that wanted the cat out of the house because he was attacking my cat. Every month went by the last year and our fights started to get louder. We were breaking up with each other almost weekly. Fights were getting more aggressive and shouting began to increase. I was not perfect and I reflect on those situations poor taste to myself. I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad, but Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in a...
All right, so let's look at the difference between the two here. She threw clothes and plushies. You punched holes in walls, slammed doors, and threw phones. These two things are not the same. I don't think any girl ever throwing a stuffed animal with me, I would never take that as a threat. I mean, I'd have words with her like, really, bitch? Yeah, like, you need to calm down. We would address her anger problems. But I wouldn't think she was trying to hurt me. She threw a stuffed animal. That's not that uncommon. I don't think a girl throwing a stuffed animal is proof that she's violent. If she's surrounded by objects and she picked the softest one, that was a deliberate choice. She's trying to make a point. I'm sorry. Girl throwing plushies and clothes at you is not threatening. It's just not.
Aggression. I one time did say I was going to kill myself during an argument, but Emmy did this as well numerous times. She would constantly say she's going to kill herself in arguments, and
without receipts, I straight up do not believe you. She does not strike me as the kind of person who would resort to that. Again, I could be wrong. I'm just judging based off what I've seen of her, and she seems to do much better at keeping her composure than you do. She does not seem like an emotionally driven person, and threatening to KYS is usually an emotionally driven thing. I'm sorry, her personality just doesn't match that. From what I've seen. Hey, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not one of her stalkers. I don't know her well enough, I guess. But you can easily prove this. If she said it in text form, do you got some receipts you're going to bring to the table? Because we are about halfway through this video, and he has shown 0 receipts so far. Nothing. He's shown nothing. I guess you can count the rabbit pen, which has nothing to do with any of the allegations. He's shown nothing in relation to any of the claims that he's making regarding the allegations. Nothing about their relationship. Just about her as a pet owner. That's the only thing close to receipts we've got, and that was questionable. It's a terrible response. You're on the back foot, kid. She brought receipts. you need to do the same.
I have a picture where while I had a gun pointed at one of her stalkers who came to my house while she was in Kansas.
Oh, here he is being the hero again.
She told me she was going to kill herself out of aggression of the situation while it was happening. This is the
Okay. Even if I believe you, which for the record, still don't, but even if I believe you, and I say that that was what caused her to say she was going to KYS, do you understand the difference between you saying you're going to KYS if this girl doesn't get back with you, and her saying she's going to do it because she's being stalked by crazy people online and she feels there's no other escape? Do you see the difference? Do you understand yet? One of those is a little more understandable. One of them is very much performative. Guess which one you are.
The situation. I told her that a stalker's at the house. I'm freaking out. What is happening? Can you call me? I'll call you. I literally want to kill myself. I can't take this anymore. I feel so alone and like a problem.
Also, that doesn't sound like a serious threat, by the way.
Just want to show this. She was also using the I want to kill myself a lot in our situation and relationship. This is while I had a gun pointed at one of her stalkers. This stalker.
A lot. You've showed it one time. You gonna show any other examples of it? I mean, it happened a lot, right?
Who was at my house. His background picture was Emaru, and when he talked to the cops, he was in love with her and thought that she was talking to him. It is disgusting what these stalkers can do. I will say this. The fact that this guy came to my house and the result of it was a cop brought him down the street to a QT, which is a 7-Eleven, 15 minutes away, and that's all they did, is terrifying for these girls and terrifying for the situation in general. I knew that the relationship wasn't healthy at this point. I knew we had to end it, and soon. One day, Emmy posted a very provocative picture, one that she knew I would hate, and she posted it to make me upset. She admitted that she made me upset with it, and we got into a heated argument, and I broke up with her. We broke up for about a month, then got back together because we thought we can make it work. We went to get food at BJ's, a common place where we would get food, and then we went back to her house. We cuddled for about 30 minutes and started to kiss. She said that she was okay with this on her stream, and I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted. She yelped, and I immediately sprung up and was scared if I did anything.
She yelped? She yelped? Did you shock her? Did you make her wear a collar?
Anything wrong, or did wrong in general. I got scared and left the house. I apologize if that made Emmy uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I said sorry back then. But we got back together soon afterwards. And during those last few months where we were still fighting, but it did feel like the relationship had good progress. And we were both agreed we need to talk about our future. Since it's been 3 years, we should see what we want, and Emmy had a
Dale Emmanuel Wilson, take care of your daughter. Okay, it looks like some of them are turning on Emmy here and calling her a liar.
an idea to write down everything we wanted on paper. I'm going to let everyone know that what I'm about to say is very...
All right. So you made her write down everything you wanted on paper. And now you're going to show that paper. Right? Backing up your story that she wanted to get back with you? You keep mentioning these things that could be receipts. But you've only showed one so far. And it was a singular instance of her saying she wanted to KYS, and it was during a very stressful situation where there was a stalker at the house, and she felt trapped. But then you said she did it all the time and showed no other times. But here's an example of something else you can show. You made her sit down and put it in writing. So you kept that, right? And now you're gonna show it?
Very true. This is exactly what happened, and she cannot argue this. One day after...
It's not sexual assault, it's his girlfriend. First of all, it's questionable whether or not it was his girlfriend. Second of all, you can't sexually assault your girlfriend. That's just because she's your girlfriend doesn't mean you can do whatever you want to her. That's not how that works, Chief.
Staying over Emaru's house, Emaru made me breakfast, and she wrote down everything she wanted. She wrote she wants me to move closer to her. She wrote that she wants me to...
Kind of weird that people are trying to make it sound like sexual assault. I mean, if you're referring to the instance where she was crying and you took that as, and you consoling her, and then you took that as your chance to make a move and shove your hand down her pants like she described, if what she describes is accurate, whether you're dating or not, yes, that would be sexual assault. And it sounds like you knew that when it happened because you left immediately and said you felt bad.
Marry her. And she wants kids with me in the next 5 years. And I just looked at this letter that I was...
Oh, you're going to need to show that letter. That letter is extremely opposite of what she said. You're saying that she was in love with you? And that she said she wanted to have children with you and be married within the next 5 years? That is a wild departure from what she shared. You're going to need to show a receipt for that.
Staring in front of me, and I just handed her back the paper. She began to cry, and I told her, I'm sorry, I just can't do this anymore. I knew we were just beyond the point of toxicity in the relationship.
Receipts? Yeah, someone in chat is saying it. Oh, so receipts? Yeah, make him show the receipts. Because right now, all we've got is his word to go on. All we've got is hearsay.
That our trust had completely died, and that we had so many issues that I couldn't deal with it, and I was not mentally well. I walked away. I went to her door, and as I...
Sounds made up. Girls have a biological clock. Dude, you can hear the incels in his audience. The ones buying his story are like, well, girls have a biological clock, so that makes sense. Dude.
Some Andrew Tate-ass comment.
First of all, it's not incorrect. They do, but that doesn't kick in till like 35. like that biological clock doesn't start going like it's now or never until you're like 35 to 40-ish. Like early 30s at the absolute earliest. She's nowhere near the age where that biological clock is pushing her to get pregnant now. I'm sorry, bro. The biology just doesn't even line up there. This some and yeah, he's got an Andrew Tate-esque audience, man. This is incel shit.
I opened it. The last words I ever heard.
I mean, me and my wife were both in our 30s before we had our first kid. Like, we waited until we were in our 30s. She never pushed me to have a kid before then. Biological clock be damned. She didn't feel that urge until she hit 30. It's just no shot. We were in our 30s before we had that kid. Like 35, 36. And she still didn't feel like she was out of time then. She was like, well, when it come time to have the second one, she was a little worried. And that pregnancy did go poorly. She probably should have had the first kid a little sooner if we were going to have two. I'll admit that. 35 was probably pushing it. We probably should have started at 30 and had the second at like 35. But regardless, worked out. It's not like her shit stopped working. This is retarded. It's incel shit.
Heard her say is, don't go. I love you. That week, I made flights to Japan because I didn't want to sit around and wait to possibly get back together again. I have never talked to her in person since. I have messaged her numerous times wondering why.
And that being said, from what I've seen of Imaru, and based on the way she's handling these allegations and the way she's conducted herself during the situation at Twitch and all that, she seems like a very mature person. And the kind of person who would be mature enough to know that I don't need to have kids just because I want to have kids. I need to get my life in order before I have kids and make sure I'm ready for them. Like me and my wife did. That's why I married my wife, because she was that kind of girl who could handle that kind of thing and would think logically about shit and not act on emotion. And we were right to do that. We were right to wait. We got our lives in order, and then we had our kids. So we weren't kids raising kids. And Imaru seems like the kind of girl who would probably do the same. Again, could be wrong. I've seen limited amounts of her content, but based on what I've seen just from the two current pieces of drama she's in right now, the TwitchCon and yourself, I would be more inclined to believe that she would plan out when she's going to have kids and say, no, I don't want to have kids till I'm 30, till I'm 28, till I'm whatever, instead of just going, my body says I need it now, so give it to me now. Give it to me now. I don't believe she would act that impulsively. Again, could be wrong. I'm open to being proven wrong, but you got to prove it, son. Where are those receipts?
Why I have been removed from OTK, Discords, and I was very scared because I didn't know what was going on. Nobody was talking to me or contacting me, and I have had so much regret. Times where I wanted to go back, times where I've drunk messaged her love letters, as you saw on stream. But
yeah, he can't deny those because she brought receipts. If she hadn't showed those, he definitely would have denied it. He would have said that she did that to him or something. He would have flipped the script like he's been trying to do with this whole video. Actually, I broke up with her. Actually, she was in love with me. Yeah, he's just doing the no you. That's pretty much been his defense for the entire thing. I know you are, but what am I?
After 10 months, I know we're much better off without each other. I did see her at a party once at Simply's house. The house was very small, and I opened the door. I said, whoops, and proceeded to talk in the other room about what I possibly did wrong and began to bawl out and be depressed because I just saw my ex-girlfriend. I want to make it very clear. I was not following her, nor lingering around her. I was with others.
You just happened to be all the places she was and opened the exact door she was in, asking people where she was. But not following her, though.
The entire night. The house is about 2,000 square feet with about 50 people there. I, of course, was near her, but I was never following her. This year has been...
Why are you making 2,000 square feet and 50 people sound small? Sounds like there were a lot of things that could have come between you and her, and a lot of ways you could have lost track of her. I mean, 50 people? Sounds like a crowded place. Sounds like you had plenty of things to distract you from her if you didn't want to know where she went. And she had plenty of places she could go, 2,000 square feet to get away from you. That don't add up.
It's been very hard for me, and I'm sure for her. I even went to Japan and drank every single night just to sleep. Going from being with each other for 3 years straight and trauma bonding to be completely alone is such a difficult thing for both of us.
What is this?
It's Oreos and Reese's.
Thank you, sweetie.
You're welcome.
All right, kids are already getting ready for school. She brought me treats. All right.
I
Anyway.
began therapy in February of this year with EMDR therapy, something she recommended me when we were dating. I'm very happy to say that I feel better than ever, and I've gotten a lot of the stress I've had away. I've also moved from Austin myself, and I've had a lot of trauma lingering from there as a whole, and I feel a lot better from that. I truly hope
I thought you guys were trauma bonded.
nothing but the best for Emmy. I know she said a lot of these things today, and I do believe a lot of them were false, but I do hope nothing but the best for her. And
A lot of them? Which ones? TwitchCon last weekend? Yeah, they're like pressing him to address stuff. There's still a good portion of his audience that's pressing him to address certain things that he has obviously avoided and telling him to bring receipts, which he hasn't done. So, yeah, he's glossing over a lot of stuff and painting it in a certain light. This is... Sorry, just feels like more manipulation. I just straight up don't believe him right now.
And I'm sorry that any of this happened. I hate that we're in this situation, and
This feels like a PR statement. This feels like a very manipulative PR statement, which is right in line with everything she said he would do and how he behaved himself during the relationship. Your behavior right now is right in line with everything she said you were. You've done nothing to disprove anything. You just haven't.
hope that she can move on. We were in a toxic relationship. I saw that. I've realized over the years of 2 relationships now online that I'm a horrible boyfriend and I have a lot to work on for myself. I've been single
Okay, we got a little bit of responsibility there.
for the past 10 months, and I plan to stay that way. I'm continuing to go to therapy and work on myself, not just for me, but for the people around me. If you're wondering if it's scripted, the answer is, of course it is. I wrote it out because I cannot freeball this. This is a very serious situation.
Yeah, you should have made a pre-recorded video and wrote a better script because you responded super quick. I'll believe it's scripted, or at least partially scripted. I still believe her. After hearing you talk now, I do believe that you typed something out, scripted it out, and then you put it into ChatGPT and had ChatGPT clean it up for you so it didn't sound so bad. Because you are responding super quick. I don't believe you had time to write a fully concise response to a video in 12 hours, considering at most you would have had 12 hours, and that's if you watched it the moment it dropped, which I don't believe you did. So you probably had less time than that.
I want to make this real, and that's it. Okay? I'm going to stand up for myself. I am going to defend myself in these situations. I am not going away. I have no plans to go away. And I believe a lot of the situations today were absolutely exaggerated. I have dozens of photos and videos,
Show them.
calls and messages as well, if she has them. I have things I will be leaking over the next few days
Why not do it now? She did hers right then and there. What is stopping you from doing it right now? I don't understand. What's the wait here? What are we waiting for? She already leaked DMs. She already showed hers. You answer in kind if you're telling the truth. What is this fucking, teaser trailer bullshit you're doing? Why? What is the purpose in waiting? What do you stand to gain from waiting? This just makes it worse. I don't understand. Either you don't have it and you're lying and you need days to try to come up with something, so you're just kind of stringing people along, or you're an absolute fucking moron. I'm leaning toward it being both.
Of other people, of other things, I have a lot of messages that I have that I'm going to expose.
Yeah, like he doesn't have anything. I'm convinced he doesn't have anything. Otherwise,
like
he
the
would be
receipts
showing.
that he did bring were not even that great, so that's like the best that he has.
Yeah, because you always lead with your best first. You always put your best foot forward. And the best thing he led with rabbit poop. And then the only actual receipt regarding their relationship was her saying, I want a KYS in a highly stressful environment where there's a stalker outside her house and she doesn't, and she feels trapped and doesn't know where to go. That could just be her going, I would rather die than let this guy get his hands on me. That doesn't necessarily mean that she wants to do that all the time. But you said she did it all the time, but didn't show any other receipts from it. You threatened to KYS because you were single. Like that's way different. I'm sorry, I just straight up don't believe he has anything. And the only reason, and instead of admitting he doesn't have anything, he's doing this weird, like, I'm going to leave bait. And he's either hoping that nobody asks for the bait and that people just believe him, or if he has to show something, he'll come up with something. Whether or not he has to fabricate it or, maybe he's looking for something and can't say what it is. Maybe he'll find something. But all of that should have been done before you made the video, Chief. Like, this is retarded. It's a terrible response.
As time goes on, because I do believe that this is a time to go fucking buck wild. But I want to make it very clear.
We don't care where you're putting your penis or why. This sounds like stuff you're just putting in there to try to make her jealous. This sounds like again, he's doing the manipulation tactic playbook. This is his one last ditch effort, his Hail Mary play to get her to message him, because he's making it sound like he's got all these other options. And if you want me, you better come quick, because I might not be single for long. Look at this. I'm better. I am getting so much pussy now that I ain't got you. He's trying to make her jealous. This is one sad final ditch attempt at getting her back. That is all this video has been, is one manipulation tactic after another to try to get her back. He's gone right down the playbook.
When it comes to Emaru, when she says that I was getting ready to go after her and that I was going to use her rabbits against her, that was never the plan.
But it was literally the first thing you did in this video.
What?
My plan for myself.
The plan when he literally did it.
Yeah, that was not the plan. But since you gave me the idea, I guess I'll do it. Like, what? That was literally the plan. It's the very first. You opened the video with it.
Was very simple. If Emmy were to say something about me, I would say something back. That's it. I never had a plan in my life to go after her or do anything. It was if she ever said anything.
Yeah, having those pictures you took beforehand of her pin prove that you didn't have a plan to use them. You just happened to have them, right? That's convenient. But I wasn't planning to use them like that. I just happened to have them. Dude, you went through the trouble of filming the poop in the pin. Clearly this was the plan.
I would say something as well. And that's completely understandable. Can you clarify what, if anything, was said to her team at TwitchCon? I said that if she goes after me, then I will go nuclear. And that is exactly what I said. And that is what's going to happen. Because you can't mess with me anymore. I don't have anything to lose. I'm sorry I don't. Go after me all you want. I have nothing to lose. And I will say this proudly. Emaru abused those rabbits. She did.
And right back to the rabbits. This was never the plan. By the way, she did it, though. What the fuck, man? This is pathetic. If this is nuclear, I think you need to surrender, Chief. You're going to lose this war.
If you're in Austin, Texas, and you want to say that she didn't abuse those rabbits at my house, you're lying. You know she did. She abused those rabbits and she let them outside, and it's disgusting. And I didn't want to bring this up ever. This was not something I planned on bringing up in my life, but it's something that...
But it's something I collected evidence for in case I ever did need to bring it up in my life. Huh, isn't that weird? I never planned to bring it up, but I took videos in advance just in case I did. You're fooling no one, bro. This is so obvious. It's very clear that this was the plan.
She claims that she didn't do, and people are trying to defend her from that, like Asmongold, where he says that one of her rabbits she took and brought around. What about the other 6 rabbits that died? As for what happened with me and Emaru, it is I mentally have been fucked up for years.
I mean, I'm not saying that there weren't 6 other rabbits that died, but she clearly tried to protect one, so whose fault is it the other 6 died? Again, were you the one who was supposed to be taking care of that cage that day and then you didn't? See, that's the question. Maybe you were a bad pet sitter. Maybe she trusted her animals to you and you let them die, and now you're blaming it on her. See, you've got no actual evidence. This doesn't mean anything. And of course it was part of the plan because, again, you recorded the poop in the pen.
And I'm very proud of myself for working on myself. And I think leaving Austin was the best thing, not just for me, but for everyone around me. I do believe that. I fucked up a lot, and I'm never going to not admit that. And I realized I need to be alone. I never got kicked out.
He keeps saying he fucked up a lot, but he won't say what he fucked up on. He says that he fucked up a lot, but then doesn't say what he did, and then goes right back to, like, things that are bad with her. Like, everything he said that was bad, even after saying he fucked up, are things that, like, you could interpret as being her fault. Because he's like, I fucked up a lot, and we fought a lot. But her stalkers, well, I fucked up a lot. But her rabbits, what's the fuck up you did, man? What's the fuck up you did? Start taking ownership
of
the
walls, but she threw plushies at me.
Yeah, but she threw plushies at me. Yeah, like, everything he's done has been justified, but he fucked up. Okay, bro. Okay.
Out of Austin, Texas. I left myself. I'm absolutely mentally fucked. I have been slowly working on it. I do feel like I've been getting better. I feel like I'm very...
Oh, there's where he fucked up. He's mentally fucked. So even his fuck up isn't his fault. He's still a victim. I mean, I fucked up. And by that, I mean I am fucked up because I have mental problems, which aren't my fault. Jesus fuck. There's zero responsibility, zero accountability here.
Calm right now. I don't feel stressed. I don't even feel angry. I feel that every day I'm trying...
That you're a victim. You feel like you're a victim, which is why you're able to maintain this composure.
Trying to learn more and more and do better. But I'm going to stand up for myself in a lot of these situations because a lot of it was not true. And I don't like that she was portraying that it was just me who was at fault. It was a toxic relationship, and that's what it was. Why was viewership so important? I will bluntly say this, and
There we go.
I'm very honest. I was, and I still am, but I very much was someone that was massively obsessed with streaming and viewership. And when my cancellation...
You clearly still are because you opened this video. The very first words out of your mouth weren't about the rabbits. They weren't about the relationship. They were about whether or not you were going to continue streaming. Those were the literal first words out of his mouth at the start of this video was, this isn't goodbye. I'm not done. Don't worry, I'm still going to stream. No one came here to find out if you were going to keep streaming or not, bro. That's not why we're watching. No one's watching for that. We don't care. We care about whether or not you abuse the fuck out of this girl. We care about whether or not you're a piece of shit. We care about the allegations. I'm going to have to get the Bo Blacks meme. That's why we're here.
Happened, and even before it, I mean, it's something you guys know. I've been massively obsessed with streaming and viewership over the years, and it's disgusting and it has ruined my fucking life. It is something that I am envious of others. I am angry at others because of it. It makes me jealous when I see others doing well, and
I don't believe you're over it.
Has made me realize that I am I'm never happy for someone else if they're doing much better than me. You guys know.
You ever met someone who could correctly identify a problem, but then still partake in the problem? Anyone who's ever had to deal with an addict has been through this. Like me and my wife can tell you stories of our last girlfriend. She was an alcoholic, and it came to a head, like we told her, because there were talks of moving her into our house. Of course, we were going to let our girlfriend live with us, but she had to quit drinking because she was just drunk all the time. Like, this bitch is having like wine for breakfast. Like, She's drunk by lunchtime every single day. And she would sober up and she would admit she had this problem and beg for our help. And then she'd get drunk again. And when she got drunk again, she would become belligerent and fight us on it and get mad at us for trying to help her. She knew she had a problem, but she knew she couldn't deal with it on her own. She knew she had a problem, but would still partake in the thing that the problem was. So good. You've correctly identified the problem. Now what? That doesn't mean anything. You identified it, but now what you going to do about it? I need to actually see the change. Identifying the problem isn't proof of change.
This is true if you watch my old stream. I've always been this way. I've been very envious of other people, and it's a problem. It's a serious. I'm definitely way better than.
It is. He said it right the first time. He's trying to correct himself now. The truth came out the first time. This is why you don't do this live, because you could edit that shit out. So he's made a mistake. I didn't catch any mistakes in Emmerer's, but there's the mistake in his. He had a Freudian slip. It is a problem. It's still going. It's an ongoing problem. Now he's trying to walk it back. See, watch. He's going to say is, and then he's going to try to walk it back and say was. He's going to correct himself. But it's too late. You did it live. We heard the truth already.
Of other people, and it's a problem. It's a serious. I'm definitely way better than I was now, or I am now. But it's a serious problem that I am still working on to this day.
Okay.
I am not perfect, and I fucked up with that. I've been this way for a very fucking long time, where I'm a competitive dude, and I think I'm very competitive with streaming because I really care about it a lot. I've sunk my whole life.
Because without it, you'll have to get a real job.
Into this thing. Did you really drive 150 miles an hour?
You don't want the dream to end. You're scared to death of losing it. That's why. If he has one fear, it's the fear that his dream job will end and he'll have to go live a normal life and work a normal job and be a normal person, and he doesn't want that. He is scared to death of that.
I'm going to say this very clear. If you know me in Austin, Texas, I drive fast everywhere. I drive fast literally everywhere.
None of this excuses going 150 miles per hour, but continue.
I'm in an Audi R8 in Austin, Texas, where the freeways are open.
Officer, I had to drive 150 miles an hour. I'm in an Audi. Could you drive this car? Could you drive this car and not go that fast? It's what it was built for. I'd be disrespecting the car if I didn't go 150, officer. Well, since you put it that way, son, let me clear traffic for you and block off the road. Have your fun. Fuck off.
I drive fast all the time. I remember one time when she was picking me up from the airport and she was in her blue Corvette and she started the speed when we were on a straightaway when she was getting mad and she stayed quiet.
150 isn't just fast, bro. Yeah, exactly. People think you're suicidal. Is that true? Jesus Christ. You're trying to Paul Walker yourself? Oh my God. Dude, his chat is cooking him.
I don't remember the exact speed she got up to, but we were definitely flying. But I'll say this. I have no problem admitting fault. The person that I was during that relationship.
Did I seriously just read somebody in chat say that speeding in Texas isn't a big deal? 150 isn't fast, you retard. That's negligent and you deserve prison. Is he trying to catch a case or what? GG's.
When we were on a straightaway.
Chill with that. Don't Paul Walker yourself. Okay, we saw that
and she
part.
stayed quiet.
Okay, I'm trying to get to the... How is that an excuse?
I don't remember the exact speed.
You don't buy an R8 to drive in school zones.
She got up to.
I don't get why she said all that did somebody push her to speak publicly to smear you. She explained why she said it in the beginning.
But we were definitely flying.
And whoever else, Ludwig.
But I'll say...
Damn, this chat moves kind of fast.
I don't remember the exact speed she got up to, but we were definitely flying. But
I'll be watching go nuclear on these Spurgs.
I'll say this.
Okay. Okay. Speeding in Texas is pretty safe. Oh my god, dude. Okay, I'm done. His chat's Jesus Christ. To cope with these people. Okay. Sure, go speed in Texas. See how safe it is.
I have no
Texas doesn't
problem
have
admitting
speed limits, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like a Wild West out there. You can just drive as fast as you want all the time. Cops never stop you. It's pretty safe, and no one ever gets hurt ever. No car wrecks ever happen. It's the safest place ever on the road. Safer than air travel. The fuck, man. So it was a mutual toxic relationship, is what you're saying.
fault.
Even though 90% of what he's done has been blame her. Yeah, yeah, that's what he's saying. Sure.
The person that
Stay
Even when he
strong.
owns something, he has to point out something she did.
He keeps pausing because he's staring at his view count right now.
I was during that relationship, and I would say the Mizkif in Austin, Texas is fucking disgusting. I hated myself. I hated this person that just sat there all day, stressed and angry and mad at the fucking world. I hated being this upset person because I know you are who you hang out with. And I definitely...
No, you're not. I've been down this road. I've had this argument more than once. You are not the company you keep. Weak-willed people are easily manipulated by the company they keep. But you can't have one thing without the other. A shadow can't exist without some form of light source creating the shadow. Both things are true. So if someone is a bad influence, or if people can be bad influences, then that would also mean that good influences can also exist. You choose whether or not you are influenced by those bad influence you hang out with, or if you act as the good influence on them. That is your choice. You are not the company you keep. You are a result of your actions. The company you keep does not define you. Your actions do. This is a cope.
It changed Emmy in a lot of ways and made her very stressed as well, and mentally the situations we were in, it just cataclysmed both of us. I was a very toxic person and I knew I needed to get out, so I broke up with her. In fact, I broke up with her twice. The first time I broke up with her, I
so now he broke up with her twice. Okay.
really thought it was over. And the second time I broke up with her was forever. I did message her a lot afterwards,
For literally months, and she showed that, so no need to deny it.
primarily for OTK stuff, but there were times where I did want to go back to her.
People screaming respect because he's saying things without evidence. Okay. You were untouchable in Austin. That is true. Oh my god, dude. I fucking hate his audience so much right now.
I'm not going to pretend I
Says
didn't.
Unwatchable.
Oh, unwatchable. I'm sorry. Did I misread that?
Yeah.
But there were times
Respect. Well, that dude's screaming respect.
where I
You were unwatchable. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I didn't watch. I still hate his chat right now, though. The Glazers are ridiculous.
did want to go back to her. I'm not going to pretend I didn't.
It really seems like she is doing this for attention, not gonna lie. Dude, she's got all the attention she wants right now from TwitchCon.
And her
She's-
stalkers.
Yeah, even if we ignore the stalkers.
Why would she want more?
Why would she want? And A, this is negative attention, but she's because she can play the victim, dude. She's already a literal victim from TwitchCon, and that she's gonna get way more attention from that than from this. What? How is this for attention? She's literally the topic of the internet. Mainstream media wrote articles on her at TwitchCon. They ain't gonna write articles on this shit on her breakup with another streamer. It's cope, man. This chat's retarded.
I was drunk. I thought I needed to, but yeah, that's it. I don't think there's really anything else to talk about. This is something I think that we went over, and I am glad that it is out there, what I just said. And that's it. So that's it. I said what I had to say. I appreciate you guys listening, and I will be back. I'm not leaving anytime soon. All right, that's it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it.
I feel like if he
What's this part at the end? There's still 5 minutes left.
established that as a boundary not to post very early on, first year,
Oh, okay. So this is gonna be. This is gonna be your fucking receipts. Other streamers reacting to it and taking your side.
And they were together and been around for like years together. This is my take. I'm going to assume that she knew and accepted that boundary. So now you can make your, whatever you say about him, and you'll be right. You say, oh, he's a controlling fucking controlling psycho, whatever. Then people are gonna.
I disagree with XQC here. I don't think that these boundaries were clearly established at the beginning of the relationship, and that was the problem. Was that he tried to impose these boundaries after they'd been together X amount of time. So in the beginning, she got to post as much as she wanted. He started changing the boundaries and changing the rules as the relationship went.
I say they're insulting.
Which is standard manipulative, fucking abuser behavior. It's to get you in the door.
Once he realized how bad the stalkers were.
Yeah, is you start looking for excuses to exert that control. You come off as a nice guy. You quote unquote love bomb in the beginning. You come off as a nice guy who's going to give her everything she wants and blah, blah, blah. And you get her in the door. Whatever you can take to get her in the door. Andrew Tate does this too. You tell them whatever they need to hear to get them in the door. Then once they're in the door and they've been with you a little while, you slowly start coming up with good reasons to talk them into abiding by your new rules. And you start putting the pressure on and holding them under your thumb. And you start exhibiting that control. The stalker thing happened, which he knew about from the beginning. So don't let him trick you into thinking that, oh, the stalker thing happened and then I had to do this to protect her. No. That was the entire reason you used to move her in. So you knew that from the beginning. Why was this rule not there in the beginning? It came by later after, the stalker thing came up. You use it as an excuse. Then you use the next thing as an excuse to say, oh, well, don't hang out with these streamers. Oh, well, don't get this many viewers. Oh, well, don't do this. Oh, we'll put the rabbits outside. Oh, well, yeah, it's just one little piece of control after another. So I think XQC's take is just poor here. But he's going to show it because it, makes him sound good. None of these are receipts. These are just like people glazing you. These are things that you're putting in there to make yourself look good. These aren't real receipts.
Insecure? I agree. Insecure bitch, 100%. Definitely. Right? Yeah? And I think everyone will agree to that. That's 100%. Right? Unfortunately, it's, I feel like since it was established early on, it's something that she was okay at the time at least. So that's where I'm at on that. And I would be more than willing to understand, or you'd have to walk me through how what I just said is wrong. It's still wrong though.
I mean, I just walked you through it. He's confused as to when and why that boundary was set. Yeah, early on. Early on meaning what? I believe it was established early on, but not when the relationship started. And that was the first. And once he was able to establish that new boundary, then there was another new boundary, and another new boundary, and another new boundary, until he has full control. That's how these relationships tend to work, Chief.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the truth lies in the middle. Definitely. As in, he makes it seem like it was only boundary, whatever. And it seems like when I was into her, it was more like, oh yeah, he was doing this, he was doing that. I think it's probably a little bit of a wiggle room in the middle.
I don't know if it's right down the middle. I mean, I'm sure she wasn't perfect either. No relationship is perfect. I'm sure that she made mistakes too. But if we're going to weigh one person's mistakes against the other, I'd be willing to bet, given the receipts I have, unless he proves me wrong, I'd be willing to bet that Mizkif's mistakes were worse and more frequent than hers. So I wouldn't say the truth is in the middle. It's probably 60-40, 70-30. If we had to break up that pie. But her 30% of mistakes, or the little mistakes she made, don't justify his reactions. That's the point.
But I don't fucking know. I'm making my take with the information I'm given. That's it. What can I do it when else?
I mean, that's what we're all
gonna fucking be a weirdo. Yeah, so I do absolutely think though that with that in mind, that the throwing stuff around, I gotta be honest with you, more than likely malicious for sure, and he would have to atone for that or completely debunk it, which would impress me. But I'm not trying to be rude, right? Like I'm not trying to be like assumptuous or weird about it. I think
Your entire take is based on assumptions, XQC. What the fuck are you on about?
Definitely more than likely. About the essay thing, you guys are gonna. I feel like it's not. Even though my take is rooted in complete reality, I feel like people are not gonna want to listen because it's a moment where somebody is obviously went through some trauma. Obviously, is Emmy was spilling her heart out, right, and giving her story, and I respect that. I got respect that. And with what she said as an event, I can see how this plays out for him and for her in their own perspective, right? And be in a way where nobody is completely far out in like the absolute wrong. Because it's a big read the room moment.
I think one is further out in the wrong than the other, is the point. You're right, no one is completely in the wrong. I'm sure that both sides made some fuck-ups. That's every relationship. Like what? XQC just sounds like he's trying to walk that line and give a kind of milquetoast kind of take.
And if both don't read the room,
I don't understand why this
Miz
is in this
doesn't read the
video.
room at all, right? Him standing up kind of absolves them of misreading the room. Sorry, that's my take. My take is that okay.
No, you're
let's
wrong.
say you're deluded.
You're wrong. He misread the room when a girl was crying and he offered a shoulder to cry on and shoved his hand down her pants. Nothing absolves him of reading the room wrong there. Like, girl crying is like the universal symbol for closed for business. All right? Like, I don't know how you misread that one. I don't.
Okay, you're horny. Let's be honest. Most guys are. Then some traumatic thing happens, right?
Are we really excusing his horniness because he went through trauma while horny? What?
Some crying and ensues. Clearly, it's a heavy moment, right? It's a heavy moment for her, definitely, right? And she's having probably a hard time, right? And she's being emotional or whatever.
It's the actions that matter, XQC. Being horny doesn't excuse them. Look, I've been a teenager. I've had girls cry on my shoulder, and I've thought, this is going to get me in there. And I've been horny and had that happen. I didn't go for it in that moment. I put a pin in that. And I'll revisit it at a later date. Now is not the time. Like, even as a teenager, I could figure that one the fuck out. I could go, oh, man, she is going to... This is it. I can feel us getting closer now. But I didn't go for it right then. I go, oh, this is the seed planted. Okay, you got to let it grow before you harvest. You don't go for it right then and there. Being horny doesn't excuse that. Oh, I'm sorry, it just doesn't. This is a shit take from XQC.
Right? She probably expects to be given time, understood, comforted with words of affirmation, some form of comfort, whatever, right? And then she doesn't get that, right? That is since I was watching your stream, that's probably what I was looking at, right? She's probably having a hard time, right? And she wants something positive. Yes. Interesting. Okay, good. Next, his perspective. He probably thinks, oh yeah, she's crying. She needs comfort, whatever, right? She gets close, does the kissing, whatever the fuck, right? Yes, the reading the room is shit. Clearly, the man is not reading the room.
That doesn't excuse SA.
She's looking for comfort. He is looking for physicality, right?
Pussy. He's looking for pussy.
That is.
He's looking to get his dick wet. While her face is leaking, he's looking to get his dick wet.
Not reading the room for shit.
The wrong end of her is leaking for that to happen, bro. I'm sorry.
And he's wrong for that, right? But yes, it is gross. I understand. From his perspective, if there's no either a dialogue or warning or non-verbal of, yo, this is, don't like hug me or kiss me, right?
The crying is the nonverbal, XQC. She wanted a shoulder to cry on, not a mouth to make out with. I feel like that is, again, a universal symbol for I just need to be comforted, not banged sloppy.
How did he include this in the video?
I don't, because he thinks it justifies his essay. He agrees with this take. That's why he included this, because he thinks it like absolves him. This is his receipt against the essay allegation, which is terrible. It's just XQC is just terrible take here. None of this proves anything, but he thinks it's going to make him look good. That's the best conclusion I can come to why the fuck he included this. Why your video suddenly turned into an XQC reaction video, I don't know.
You're still not correcting your vision of reading the room. You're still in the wrong. You would still be deluded, right? This is how I.
Yeah, XQC is just straight up excusing the essay. He's not denying it happened. He's excusing it by saying it's okay. It's okay because this. It's okay because this. It's because, well, he didn't read the room, but it was a hard room to read. Yeah, like he's sweeping for him here.
I'm reading. This is how the story plays out in my view. So
what I'm learning right now is that I never want to be alone in a room with XQC. That's what I'm learning right now. Jesus, XQC. What the fuck,
Your
man?
Honor, she was crying, but she didn't tell me not to fuck her.
Right. She didn't give a clear signal. Well, son, she was crying. Yeah, but sometimes that leads to stuff. It's not against the law to misread a signal, Your Honor. Yeah, actually it is. Actually.
Within that sense, right?
This is the equivalent of the, she wanted me to rape her. Did you see what she was wearing? I can't believe he's given this take.
If she said, and she screamed or whatever, right? To stop doing something. And he jumped out of the bed and he stopped. Within your delusion, right? Of not reading the room.
Okay. Even if I follow what you said, XQC. Let's be charitable for a moment. Even if I followed what you said. He misread the room. So then she sent a clear signal after he made his move. He then left the room. At that point, it became clear that all she wanted was comfort. And he didn't give her that anymore. That shows intentionality. He did not go there to comfort her. He went there to capitalize on the moment. And when it didn't work, he was no longer interested. He had zero interest in comforting her. Because no attempt at that was made, even after the signals became clear. You understand, XQC? Do you understand how intentionality works? He didn't care that she needed comfort. He thought he could take advantage of the fact that she was vulnerable. That's why it's SA. The intentionality changes it.
When there was pushback or warning or a hint, big one, that it was unwanted, then he stopped, right? So
he stopped and what? He stopped and then did what? Left in anger? Or did he stay to comfort her?
I understand it wasn't needed. It wasn't wanted. But I can see how, okay, when the delusion stopped and it was...
I want to debate XQC. Oh my God, I want to debate XQC about this so bad.
Warned, he stopped. And that's how I see it. And you don't have to agree with me. And I'm not glazing anybody. I'm trying to be impartial and be in the middle and be really...
You're failing.
Understand everything, okay? I've heard similar stories in the past. I haven't. And it's just like, if somebody doesn't, it's wrong. Does that make sense? If somebody doesn't, if you give somebody a warning, a sign, they don't stop, yeah, wrong. That giving that vibe, right? But maybe it's because it was either underexplained but I was being receptive to it. Does that make sense?
No, it seemed like she explained it pretty well, Chief.
If you've been with somebody for a long time and things get close, right? I'm going to be honest with you, right? If there's no signs of, I don't want this, people usually assume.
The crying is the sign. No chick wants to have sex when she's crying. They just don't. And if they do, it should be a red flag. And be with someone a long time? Son, I have been with my wife for over 15 years. There has not been a singular moment in that 15-year time span where I think she wants to have sex with me when she's crying. That has never happened. There's never been a singular moment where she's told me I can have sex with her while she's that's also never happened. The message has always been pretty fucking clear from day one. Don't fuck me when I'm crying. Okay, if I'm going through some shit, I don't need your dick. And I think 99.9% of women will just tell you that. They don't need to tell you that. I think that's understood. But if you were to ask 99.9% of women what they need when they're crying, the answer is not going to be dick. It's a shit tape.
So I'm like, yeah, like it's gonna end up like touchy kissy. Does that make sense? But I understand the crying is one thing, but the reality is that you gotta read the room. And
yes, reading the crying is reading the room. Literally the only thing she's doing in that room is crying.
And know when to escalate. And clearly, the room was not read. That's wrong. Is it as bad as people make it seem to be?
Yes.
I'm not. I'm inclined to intake more information, but I'm not there.
What more information do you need? God, I want to debate him so bad. What more information do you need, XQC? How can I explain this to you so you understand, son?
Like I'm not. It's still wrong. It's still fucking wrong. It's still 100%. If somebody's going through a traumatic event, you're not trying to fuck, or you shouldn't.
The
if
worm
you do
again
wanna
while debating him.
I've seen how XQC debates, which is why I want to do it. Because A, I know I can prove him wrong. It's not that hard to prove him wrong here. He's just flat out wrong. But B, when he's proven wrong, he becomes very antagonistic, and he will talk shit, and that makes it fun.
Yeah.
This would be a fun throw. You fuck your bitch ass. God, I'd be so ready for it. Because this is such an easy one to prove wrong. Like, this is like something people learn in middle school. Like, I'm sorry. That is the universe. You don't even have to speak the same language as this chick to know that that's the wrong time. Like, that is the universal signal for closed for business. Like, it's just... Oh, he sounds like a rapist, right now. Or at the very least, a rape apologist.
But you have to hold strong, man. And yo, mega horn dogs out there, yo, that might be hard. I get it. You just gotta not do it. Okay? Like, that's it. I feel like people that can't even see this scenario haven't been in a relationship ever.
He's gonna defend Diddy
Okay.
next.
I mean, I can see it, and I'm currently in a 15+ year relationship. XQC, do you really want to go down that road with me? God, I want to debate him so bad. I'm sorry, it's such an easy one to win. This is such an easy win. Damn. Just damn. All right, so now that we've gotten his response, his shit response with little to no receipts, and her very well thought out accusations with lots of receipts, I do have something else for you guys. Oh, let me put that away until I can pull it up here. Where did I have some of these? I had some of these. Did I have them on Twitter? Because we're going to add some context to that relationship here. Check my bookmarks. No, I didn't have them on Twitter. I had them on LSF. Live stream fail. All right. So, going to my profile and saved. Okay. So here is an example of, does that show like this? Or I feel like that's close enough to be in full screen. All right, so here we have an example of him in his relationship with someone named Maya, getting jealous of her success.
I don't have more viewers when I'm doing.
Wait a minute. Can I pop this out? Picture in picture. Yeah, there we go. I don't need to show the whole thing. I don't like showing my Reddit profile like that, and it makes it easier for me to share it on Discord so we can watch it together if I do it this way. All right. There we go. All right. So here we go. Here is his reaction to finding out that his girlfriend Maya, different girlfriend, is doing better than him. Streaming wise.
Sponsors at my desktop.
You had 7,000 viewers when you were playing the crane game.
I had 14,000 this morning IRLing at the nonprofit.
Okay, I didn't need to hear that.
He gets upset when I succeed.
He gets upset when I succeed.
No. Okay, I used no.
And now
I
he needs
used
to
get
downplay it.
upset. I'm not kidding you, chat. I used to legitimately get fucking pissed because I'm like, are you fucking serious? I brought this bitch into the world, and now all of a sudden she's fucking growing faster than I was. Because I was going like this, and she was going like this. And I'm like, what the hell is this crap? What is going on here? It's the fucking Babsity effect. So I was pissed. I'm like,
The fact
you
that
were
can
such a
say
pussy.
that
Got Harvey
you can say
Weinstein
that and
vibes.
feel like it's okay that you felt that way, and just be like, yeah, I was like that. Like, that is crazy.
She's like, the problem is that you
is it
feel it
bad
was okay.
And guess what? I don't
That you're
care
fine
anymore.
with that.
That's bad.
But I don't care anymore.
That's bad.
And
Yeah,
I
she's like,
stopped
that's
caring.
bad
He's
that you
okay
feel that
as
way.
long as I never have more viewers than him.
He's okay as long as I
If
never have
ever
more viewers than him.
surpassed him in viewership, which we'll never
Oh,
happen,
she'd be done.
he would
I'd
be
pull the
s-
plug.
He could not take it. He could not.
I'd pull the plug.
You used to be pissed about it, but if she ever
It's
surpasses
like
you
if
now,
she
you'd pull
beats
the
me in
plug.
Mario 64. That's literally what it'd be like if she has more viewers. It would feel like she 2-0'd me, and I would just not have that.
Okay, so that's a bad look. It's not even Harvey Weinstein vibes. Know what it is? This is Destiny vibes. And if you think it's going away just because he said he used to be, you're a fucking moron. He's lying to both you and himself. Destiny never got over the fact that Hassan has gotten bigger than him. So remember, Hassan came from Destiny's community. Like, everything he just said could apply to Destiny and Hassan. I made him. I exposed him. You know, I built him up. And now he's bigger than me. Destiny still copes about that shit to this very fucking day. And he's never going to stop. You don't get over that. If that's the kind of thing you care about and you feel this way, you don't get over that.
Do you like my setup?
Shut up.
And here's another example. It's the picture in picture. Here's another example from LSF. It's one of their arguments. So we're getting a little window into what he's like as a boyfriend here.
Do you like my setup?
Shut up. Excuse me. Don't talk to me like that, Matthew. Sorry, Maya. No, it's not funny. Every time you do it, it bothers me. It's just me kidding around, Maya. Well, it's not funny to me. I don't think it's funny. I don't know why you say it to me all the time. Because it's funny, Maya. It's just me trolling. I don't even realize I say it. Well, start paying attention to what you have to say because it's getting really annoying that you do this all the time.
The fact that we've had this conversation that many times and somehow it's still not serious enough to you is annoying.
Shut up.
Yep. So they've had the argument so many times. They've had that argument so many times that he's memorized it and can play it back to her before she has it. And she goes, the fact that we've had that argument that many times and you still think it's a joke is the problem. And then he just goes right back, and then he tells her to shut up again. And he goes right back into it. So he's that asshole kind of boyfriend. Yes. He doesn't care what she wants. He doesn't care if she's right. And this is his reaction to finding out at an event that somebody has more viewers than him.
Dude, you know one of my favorite collabs was Emery, bro. Oh my god.
Oh, hold on. Here, I'll get this up here for you. And they're talking about him collabing with Imaru, and this is his reaction to finding out that she has more viewers than him, and people talking about how big a fan they are of her and not him.
Dude, you know one of my favorite collabs was Emery, bro. Oh my god, Emery was so cool. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Dude, everyone was like so cool. Emery, bro, I didn't think Emery was gonna tap
Watch his face.
Because we were with Cinna and Bonnie, but it's just the thing that Emery, when she popped up, I was like, dude, Emery was like, I'm not gonna lie, everyone's been so cool so far, except for like, I feel like there has to be like a cancer, like there has to be like a reason people like, you know what I'm saying? It's always gotta be that one thing. But definitely, like Emery was definitely probably one of the best.
You think that phases me at all?
Yes, it does.
What do you mean? That like none of this like I don't think you understand.
Yeah,
Bro.
none of them even said that she had more viewers than you. They're just talking about how much they like her. And he's like, do you think that phases me? Like, he took it as an attack. And these two guys are confused. Like, what do you mean? We're complimenting you on a good collab, and you're taking it like an attack.
You can't hurt me. There's nothing you can do.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking
We
about?
collabed with Cinnabon and Emerald the other day.
That's great. That's fine. Enjoy yourselves, brothers.
They're
Whoa,
so
bro,
confused.
Are you good?
Are you good? Yeah, I'm good. I just gotta go to the bathroom. Like, give me a minute.
Dude,
No, I'm fine.
it's okay.
I know it's okay.
Dude, wait, what's wrong?
Are we in therapy or something, bro?
Wait,
This
what
is
did I
fine.
say?
You said nothing.
They don't
You said you're gonna
understand.
collab. That's cool.
Yeah, this shit's good.
It's fine. I have no problem with that. I told you there's no issue.
You used to live with Emerald, and then all of a sudden you wanted to use Emerald to become bigger, and you couldn't. So
Then they
you-
figured it out.
So then she broke up with
And
you.
everyone's been like having way more fun.
And they're just calling him on it.
More cooler things.
What even are you spitting?
Dude, everyone used to always be in her room. Now she's like going IRL and having fun and doing a lot of cooler stuff
It's
now.
a good thing she disconnected from you because
Thank the
It's a good thing she disconnected from you.
Thank the Lord.
You would have brought down the vibes with Emerald, dude.
Yeah.
Facts.
Why are you still engaging in this conversation? They're straight up clowning on you now.
Grilling, doing all type of stuff.
He's sneaking up right now.
Oh, he's fuming, dude.
Bro, dude, that's where I'm chopped.
We weren't even dating, dumbass.
God, he's losing it.
Queen Emerald's not dating someone like you.
By the fucking God.
Emeru's not dating somebody like you.
No. God, no.
They're baiting him hard.
Jesus, no. Hell no, bro. Don't even say that word.
Is he gonna fall for the bait? Oh, I was gonna be like, well, actually, we are dating. Yeah, like, is he gonna fall for the bait? Oh my God, don't share that again. I don't need to give feedback on my stream on Discord. All right, we watched the Mario one.
I sin at the end of my days for 60 years. I have.
All right, this is the last one. Oh no, wait, there's one more.
Like, I'll message them.
All right, stuff that comes to light. All right, this is LSF saying that this is how this is how Emmer's response should have gone because she was too nice, which I agree. She was probably too nice. This is how hard she should have went.
Mizkif, stop texting my phone. You are blocked, bitch ass nigga. Don't ever come at me like that ever a day in your fucking life. I did way more for you than I was even supposed to, nigga. Period. Don't ever text my phone. You're blocked, nigga. Don't try to come at me. No time. Let me talk to you on my tip shit. Don't ever.
Is this
try to
message
text
clear
my
enough for you,
phone.
Mizkif?
No, fuck no. You supposed to be sending good energy, nigga. I should have left when your bitch ass got exposed. Don't hit my phone on some lame ass shit like that ever again. Well, you won't be able to. You're blocked. Don't do that. That's that weird shit. I don't like that. And I'll call you out on that shit in front of everybody since you won't text my phone while I'm streaming in front of everybody. Fuck you now. Now it's fuck you. You weird as fuck. Period. It's no drama. It's just
He knows what
it's just
what he's
weird
doing and calling
energy
it out.
because I left and it's like that.
He's calling him out because he's texting him while he's streaming because he thinks that that'll make him respond. He doesn't think that this guy's going to ignore him while he's streaming because, hey, I can see you. I know you're ignoring me. So he thinks that it'll make this guy respond. And instead, this guy just called him out and been like, you know what? I was just going to ignore you, but now I'm blocking you, and now it's fuck you. And you know what? He's right. I don't know who this guy is. But good.
Like, it'll be kind of
But good. All right, this is the last one. This is Mizkif talking about how he prefers polyamorous. He prefers to be in a polyamorous relationship if he's the one in control. And then he follows it up by comparing himself to Leonardo DiCaprio. So this speaks to his mentality, which, by the way, this is the absolute wrong way to do that kind of relationship and the wrong reason to get in one. It's basically he wants to be in control. So he can have all the girlfriends he wants, but, you know, he gets to control who she sees, guy and girl. And that's not how a polyamorous relationship works. But it speaks to, like, where his mindset is and how he has the need for control.
Like, I'll message them, and then, like, it'll be kind of become a thing, and then they're like, oh, like, let's take it to the next step. And I'm always like, no, I want to just be alone.
So you just don't want a girlfriend?
No, absolutely not.
Eventually?
Whatever.
Do you think you're going to be single forever?
Hopefully. I don't know.
Why do you want to be single forever?
Because there's too many opportunities for women that I feel like monogamy is so difficult nowadays.
What if you had like a polyamorous relationship?
Where I could f other girls?
Sure.
Then hell yeah. Find me a girl that's willing to do that, that literally does not care. That's like, yeah, you can go f other girls. I don't want her to f other guys, though. She just got to stay put.
So do you think that there's any like excitement though in
Some
having like a
red pill shit.
long-term exclusive relationship where you get to know her super well, she gets to know you?
Oh yeah, dude, it sounds like such a beautiful blessing to find someone, to romanticize it, to get.
The ironic part is, it's always the guys like this who want that, and they'll never get it. I wasn't looking for it, and what he just described is what I have. But it was the girl's idea. She has no interest in other guys. I didn't exhibit control and tell her she couldn't. She just has no interest in it. There's a way this dynamic works and a way it doesn't. And you putting your foot down and saying, I'm going to do this, and you're going to do this, isn't how that works. This is why the Andrew Tate types will never get that. Not without holding them hostage, I guess, like Andrew Tate does it. Not without sex trafficking them. Jesus.
Married to then have children, but what about when those kids are like 8 years old and your wife got fat and you look uglier and your eye bags are sick?
Also the wrong reason. Yeah, he's doing this for all the wrong reasons. Which I could tell the story of why my wife likes what she likes and how we got there, but it had nothing to do with, oh, we had kids and she got fat, or oh, I needed to do it. It had zero to do with my needs. Zero to do with my needs.
6 feet deep, and you are sleeping on separate couches now, and you're running around the house constantly trying to clean up. That's not fun.
It's oddly specific. It doesn't have to be that way, though.
It could.
All right, you can afford a nanny.
It certainly could, but it could not as
but
well.
let's say 10 years out from now, let's say even, 20 years out from now, when you're getting older, maybe your knees, you're kind of a little decrepit at that point. What are you going to do if you want to, settle down when your options have diminished because you're...
Speaking of that biological clock XQC brought up, guys have one too, and they're bringing up his. Let's see how he handles it.
Why would my options diminish?
Because you're older. And
because you're...
Look at Leonardo DiCaprio. Dude, 24-year-olds on the reg. And
Leonardo DiCaprio is not old and decrepit yet. He means like 70, like you're Joe Biden. Like you need a cane to walk around and someone to guide you, and now what are you going to do? You're old and alone. When you going to find women then? That's what old and decrepit means, dipshit.
So you're comparing yourself to Leonardo DiCaprio?
Anthony Kiedis, too.
People compare me to Leonardo DiCaprio all the time. They say you look like a 50-year-old version of Leonardo DiCaprio.
They say you look like a 50-year-old version.
Yeah, not the young one. I look like the 50-year-old version.
They say at a certain point...
No, you don't. Somebody lied to you. You got trolled, motherfucker. Jesus. All right, so that's all of that. There's probably plenty more clips I could look up, but I got to get ready to go to work. I don't have a whole lot of time left. This has been a long stream tonight, so I'm going to have to split this into 2 VODs. But I think there's plenty of evidence to point to his mindset. And sure, you can look up, and maybe I'll do that tomorrow, try to find some old clips of her to see her mindset during the time they were dating. But I think you've got enough to see which one's more toxic than the other, XQC. But you're right, none of us were actually there for the relationship. So all we have to go on are their stories and the receipts they bring to the table, of which hers seemed more concise, and she didn't contradict herself during hers like he did. And on top of that, she brought more receipts. So if I had to choose which version of the story to believe, well, the evidence points to hers. And until he brings some of those many receipts he says he has to the table and actually disproves something, leaning towards hers. I don't understand how you couldn't be. I think it's pretty obvious. Hopefully him getting canceled sticks this time and he'll just retire from the internet, because he can't handle not getting viewership. And this is the beginning of his lolcow arc if he continues. That's my prediction. If he doesn't just retire and he keeps going down the road he's on, he's going to be the internet's newest lolcow. And the only views he gets are going to be people hate watching and there to laugh at him. But hey, he's going to get kicked out of OTK, so maybe he can find a new home on Lolcow Live. I'm sure Keemstar will take him. For now, though, that's going to do it for this stream. We're all caught up on that, and if there's any new developments, we'll be covering those on the stream. If you guys are watching these VODs, I know this one was split into 2, But do subscribe to the channel. Because we do these live streams every night. You want to be part of the conversation. It's usually around midnight, 1 a.m., but the time's not set in stone, so make sure you follow my socials to see when I go live. If you're a VOD watcher and you want to see all of the segments we do, you can become a channel member because you get access to full VODs, or you can just watch the segments we turn into VODs for free on the channel. I don't have time to make every segment from a live stream into a VOD, so if you want to see everything, you're going to have to become a member or catch the live stream. For now, though, thanks for watching this one. I'll see you wonderful witches in the next one. Peace.